Hello folks, and welcome back to Mod of the Month, where we showcase some of the best builds completed over the last month over in the BitTech forums. Corsair has upped the ante and are providing a host of Hydro X themed goodies, with first place netting a choice of an XC9 or XC7 RGB CPU block, a choice of GPU block from their range, an XD5 RGB pump reservoir combo, and a Commander Pro. Second place gets a choice of CPU block and GPU block, and third gets a choice of CPU block. As ever, if you want to be in with a chance of taking part and netting some pretty awesome Corsair goodies, all you need to do is have a completed project log hosted over on the BitTech forums. Enjoy the builds.
First up, congratulations to last month's winner, Project Sputnik by SPIC. Sputnik was a bit of a landslide vote on the forums and Discord, however, with the effort and detail that went into the scratch build, it's perhaps not all that surprising. Now let's check out to see who's in it to win it for this month. Constructing your own all-in-one PC has been a popular modding concept for many years now. However, since monitors have been getting so bloody big lately, some interesting opportunities have arisen. Enter BHB Mods, who decided to add a fully water-cooled rig to the backside of an Acer Predator X34 ultra-wide. Now with so much real estate available, he's set to work constructing a framework from 5mm aluminium plate. With aid from a hydraulic press, it was bent to follow the curved contour of the monitor. Impressively, there was plenty of space even for two 240mm radiators and even a standalone D5 pump to go alongside the reservoir. The loop is finished up with LED lighting and chromed tubing, which lends a somewhat industrial look that ties in rather nicely with the chassis. Dimaggio Thingy is another project that was featured in our Lockdown Modding Update special, so it's pretty cool actually to see that it's already complete. The premise of this build was as a personal challenge to craft something unique by hand, which has led to some really interesting shapes and forms being used. The majority of the case is constructed from bent aluminium sheet, all measured and cut by hand, of course. Taking on an ITX form factor similar to that of a Fantex Enthoo Evolved Shift, careful consideration was made for the airflow and cooling in general, with vents and fans placed strategically around the frame. It's the details, however, that really finished this project. Alongside the LED lighting, Genre opted to use quilted leather to wrap some of the outer panels, and even went so far as to Ito wrap the carry handle in 550 paracord. In a final detail, the I/O cover raises out of the way to the left so as to provide access to all the hardware. Now Douglas's work has appeared on Mod of the Month a few times before, and for good reason. His over-the-top style often involves some pretty complicated mods and techniques that aren't easy to replicate. Starting with the monstrously large Thermaltake Level 20 chassis, Douglas fills sections with mirrored acrylic, giving the unique compartments a very colourful depth to them. This pairs surprisingly well with the chrome tubing and additional use of both silver and gold mirror acrylic throughout. It's very much worth noting that Douglas uses hand tools to construct his mods, so all that acrylic lettering was painstakingly cut out piece by piece. Even more impressive is the hand-cut distro plate that continues to prove that a CNC router isn't the only option for making pieces like that. As has been the case with a lot of Thermaltake mods in the last year, it's themed around their 20th anniversary celebration. Tony Stark's Iron Man suits have always been a popular modding theme, however it's not a particularly easy one to work with, given the difficulties of balancing the character colours, hardware and branding. Now SAPC Mod Design opted to take an approach that's both in your face, but also a bit more subtle where it needs to be. The very angular nature of the chassis lends itself well to being repainted, a theme that was also carried into the case and onto the components. The GPU sports a matching colour set, and there's a large illuminated Iron Man helmet motif beside the motherboard. Barrow's arc reactor CPU block seems to exist purely to be used for Iron Man builds. It seems to be the only reason you'd ever get it, so naturally it's a perfect choice for this rig. It's complemented by an external arc reactor prop that sits in the front of the chassis. The rear panel sports a large illuminated Iron Man stencil that really hammers home the theme. Look, Borderlands mod is like Ronseal, it does exactly what it says on the tin. In order to match up with the theme, they set to work weathering the chassis and applying a paint job that matches the game's comic book style shading and textures to a T. To do this, new acrylic pieces were cut and formed into plating details, and then carefully chipped along the edges. After priming, they were then painted in layers, finishing with dry brushing steps and highlights. Now, weathering parts is not as easy as many make it out. You have to follow real-world logic in order to be convincing. That is, weathering corners and edges more than panel centers, adding grime to recesses, and so on. Now, in order to match the outside, acrylic shrouds were made for the motherboard and GPU, as well as a set of feet made from aluminium extrusions. The result is a PC that looks like it hopped straight out from the game. Remember folks, if you'd like to be with the chance of taking part and potentially winning some Corsair HydroX gear, you just need to have a completed project log over on the BitTech forums. Be warned though, we do like to see how the projects grow, so get in early and show us the progress start to finish please. It goes without saying that if you're new to the channel, also don't forget to subscribe as modding really is our jam. We're going to have plenty more part reviews, tutorials, as well as project logs, the likes of which you will not find anywhere else, I guarantee. So you really don't want to miss out. You can also find us over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and builds.gg. Our Discord server is also linked below and is the best place to stay up to date with ongoing projects and other tidbits. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you have a look through our merchandise store, again linked in the description. We've got plenty of sweet shirts, hoodies and mugs up already, and we'll be adding more in the future, so be sure to check back regularly. Take care folks, and I'll catch you next time.